Wow, guys, you look amazing from here. So, today we are going to talk about Appium self-healing, but it's fully integrated with the AppiumLibrary. But first, let's ask ourselves a question. Who is having a problem with the flaky locators every day, especially for the mobile applications? Yeah, that's good. So, to understand first the self-healing, let's take our presentation into 3 different countries through 3 different times. So the first country, we are going to travel back to ancient Egyptian, and where there was King Osiris, was very good king, and he was very lovable by Egyptian people. And there was a queen, his queen, Isis, and they have like a great vision together. But of course, like all the stories in the history, there is an evil man, which was Seth. Seth was his brother, and he was very jealous of him. And yeah, as naive as it looks, he convinced his brother to wear like a chest holder and swim to the Nile River. And this is like, of course, you can imagine what happened. He was murdered. And because Egyptian people thought the importance of the afterlife, he carried his body and threw it all over Egypt. Fortunately, Isis have like a magical approaches, and she was like have a very good vision, and she was able to reassemble his body again. This was the first ever attempt for the self-healing. And as Isis did, our approach for the self-healing is doing pretty much the same. So we have 2 approaches for the self-healing. The first one is related to the algorithm. It's a totally Python code. And the second one with LLM and AI. But let's go first for the self-healing algorithm. So it's 3 parts. The first part, we are going to get all the executed before and past locators in the past and saved it into the database, along with its attributes, its bounds, and the screen size as well. I'm going to let you know why we are doing this. And whenever a new locator or a new execution have been filled, we are getting all the candidate elements that being exist in the database before and comparing it with the ones already exist in the screens at the moment. But the bounds are not, always right, because it might be the same location or the same X and Y, but it's not properly the best candidate. And that's why we get into the attribute similarity. And we are getting the attribute similarity for the all elements, and then we start to compare it together using sequence matcher library. But then we figure out that, okay, I don't know if the similarity percentage should be the best ever or it should be like lower. And that's why we decided to make it as a parameter for the user who's using the self-healing. It means that if you think that your application under test is very flaky, then you might get like to 60 to 70% of the similarity percentage. If you think that, okay, it's robust application, then it's going to be between 80 and 90%. But what if like the similarity percentage that you have been passed for the algorithm, it's not matching any element? So we are going to get, or the algorithm going to get the best candidate and then give you a recommendation for the similarity percentage. So it's as simple as that. It's fully integrated with RobotFramework, AppiumLibrary. You just need to pass this parameter, which is self-healing true, and the similarity percentage. And if you would like to replace the locators on the fly, you can just pass the parameter of update held locator, and you can even choose the file extension that you are storing locators, because you can use like JSON, or you can use like robot files. And you can choose as well the healing strategy, if it's XPath or ID or name or whatever. As well, we have like toggle keywords, because you might not need for this element or for this keyword, you don't want to have like a template for self-healing. So you can just switch it off. And you can use the update locators and construct locators according to the strategy that you prefer. But to get it more details, I will hand it from here to my colleague Islam. So, yeah.
All right. We have prepared a quick video with a similarity algorithm, and I'm going to show it to you now. Okay. So we have a simple test case, consists of two keywords. Our first they are the same keywords, actually. We are wait until element is visible. One with the self-healing is true, and the other with self-healing is false. And we have the update held locator with true, which will update our locator eventually after the test execution. So this is our old locators saved in the database and also saved in our robot file. After our execution, the developer changed the locator in our page source. So this locator will fail. Okay? This is after our execution. The locator has been updated in our robot file and in the database. And also we have some logging for this similarity algorithms with all the percentage you have set and all this kind of stuff. But we don't want to stop here. We're just going to travel back to 2024 and give a quick acknowledge for Saudi Arabia. It was the first in the Middle East and 14th globally in the AI and LLM research. So their progress was inspiring. We decided to add some AI to AppiumLibrary with just a simple toggle. So thanks to the previous talk, we had a lot of information about how LLM works. Currently, we are using GPT-4o model for self-healing. We designed the system prompt for the GPT-4, and it also takes the field locator, and it takes the page source, and also takes the healing strategy and the threshold, and it will apply the self-healing for it. We are okay. So the parameter to enable our LLM is heal with LLM. This will disable our similarity algorithm and will enable our LLM self-healing. Okay. We are using the same test case with the same locators and giving these locators to our LLM model. Same strategy, everything, and the magic will happen again. So after the test execution, you will find that the locator will be updated in our test file and also will be updated in the database for the next executions. Also, the failed keyword because it has the self-healing parameter off, and the first keyword passed because the self-healing parameter is on. Okay, the key takeaway of this is that it's fully integrated with Appium RobotFramework, and it supports Android and iOS, different screen sizes, and different app compatibilities. Also, we have informative logging and guides. And also, we are supporting 24 robot keywords. Why 24? As Mohammed Sadi mentioned, there are some deprecated keywords in RobotFramework, and also some negative keyword, like page doesn't contain element. We don't need to, or we don't want to apply self-healing for these keywords. That's why the self-healing is already off in this keyword, in these keywords. Also, we have a recommendation strategy, as mentioned also. If the suggested element is below our threshold, you will get it in the logging, in the log file. the suggested a new element and also with what percentage. So you might decrease your similarity percentage with it. Okay, so that's why we call our approach is Sampo. So as you might know, in the Finnish mythological artifact, Sampo is a device that brings riches and fortune to its holder. So our approach will bring riches to your test script. One last thing to add, we don't want to stop here. We have two more strategies to generate locators. The first one is using computer vision. We already fine-tuned YOLO, if you might know it. YOLO is a computer vision and detection model. So we fine-tuned it to detect UI elements using pounds, XYs. So we can generate our locators using these pounds and also compare it while execution with the Appium pounds and get the closest match or the nearest match. The other thing, we are currently working on fine-tuning a new LLM for complex UI hierarchy. Because for complex UI hierarchy, the LLM will fail to generate locators. So, and also in the future, we don't want to explicitly mention our locators in the keyword. We will pass the full keyword or our natural language keyword to the LLM model, and it will analyze it and understand it, what actions it will want, like if we want to click on a login button or something. So it will take this natural language and go to the list of robot keywords, like click element. It will understand and match that this keyword needs to apply click action. And also, it will find the most candidate locator for it. So you don't need to explicitly pass your locator to this keyword. I think that's all, and I will hand it back to Mohammed Sadi. Thanks.
Thanks, Islam. So yeah, for the end of our talk, we want to say many thanks for Sadaya. Sadaya is a Saudi data and authority for artificial intelligence in Saudi Arabia, for their help, especially for LLM part and AI. They helped us with their GPUs and to have like inspiration for this solution. And the second point is that we are looking forward to create a pull request for the Appium library, and hopefully we can get it approved. If I can see it here. Yeah, I will look at you. And yeah, hopefully.
It is here.
Yeah, okay. And hopefully we can get this into production very soonish. And yeah, we are always happy to get your questions now. Thank you.
Thank you, Islam and Mohammed. Questions? Oh.
So, when you're talking about Appium, you are actually accessing applications via Appium driver. So there is a lot of different drivers or plugins you can access application. So the question is, which of those you support right now? And is there plans to like extend support for different one, or other one should be kind of extended somehow so it will be working inside Appium library?
So whatever currently supported by Appium library of RobotFramework, it's supported fully into the integration of the self-healing. This means that it can be for the Android and for iOS, and whatever kind of driver you are using currently in the Appium library, you can use it with the self-healing. Because we have added like a class for the self-healing, which is integrated along with element defined, which is being used with the Appium library. So yeah.
More questions? Can you toss it back there? You'll get the next one.
Hi, my name is Benny. Great talk. My question is for you and also a bit for Manny. These solutions remind me of tools like UFT and also Tosca, if I'm right, that had a function what we called fuzzy logic to recognize locators that were broken. How do these solutions compare to that fuzzy logic we had those times?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So Tosca, as far as I remember, they are using a computer vision for this. This means that it's taking more time, I think, for locating the element for the x, y, and width and height. But for the bounds similarity and for the attribute similarity, we are just using a pure Python code for the library itself. There is no computer vision at all at the moment, I mean. We are just getting like the locator, width and height and like where exactly it is, and then get it as a candidate. If it matches the similarity percentage that being already passed from the user side, then it will be the best candidate. If it's not, it will go for the attribute similarity. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So my question is, if the pull request is not approved, how can we try it right now? So what's your fork name?
I'm sorry?
What's your fork name in GitHub or something?
It's, I think
it's on my GitHub profile, but I can send you the link and you can clone it and try it.
Okay, it's public. You can share it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's one here. Yep. Okay.
Great shot.
Okay, let's take this one.
Hi, great talk. How tied are you the Appium architecture, or can you put it as an extension to other libraries also?
I'm sorry, can you repeat this question again?
How tied are you for the AppiumLibrary framework, or can you pull your code out and put it as an extension for the other libraries like Selenium library or browser or Node or whatever?
Yeah, very good question. So at the moment, we have did some modification into element find, which is like the orchestrator for finding all elements in the Appium library. I think if we did pretty much the same with the Selenium library or the browser library, we will be able to tackle them as well.
Cool, thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, cool talk, and everything to do with the self-healing is cool. And I liked your algorithmic approach because that has repeatability in it as well. Yeah. But then have you given any thought to how can you check if your test still validates the same thing after self-healing? As this is always a problem with these, that you give an LLM opportunity to change tests, and maybe in 2 years it tests completely different things because it's been self-healing so many times.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to take this question, sir?
Okay, this is a hard question for real, but I think this is not handled for now. But I think we can check the next keyword if it's already checking for the right. If the locator already failed, and sometimes it will heal our old locator, but it's not the locator that it should be selected. So this means that our next keyword will fail. So if we are clicking on a login button and we are expecting the home screen to be displayed, and he clicked on other button on the screen, so the home page didn't get displayed. So I think we can check for the next keyword to be paused, and then do our algorithm again and get back to the self-healing process. Actually, we thought about this solution, but the only problem that we didn't. We wanted to make it fully integrated with Appium, and for now, to check the next keyword to be passed or not, we are going to use listener, and I'm not sure about that. Yeah.
That's a question.
Hi. So my question is, will this self-healing work out of the box? Because as you mentioned, you are using the ChatGPT, and I'm not sure if that's a paid service or something, or do I have to have a license for ChatGPT to work with this one?
Yeah, also for the LLM, the out-of-the-box part is the similarity algorithm works out of the box part. But for the LLM part, it it can handle any model, like if you want to install a local model on your machine. But our default model is GPT-4, and you just need to set your OpenAI key in your environment variable. I think you can use it. The only part that said in the previous talk, it's for the security level if you are working on an organization or something like this. So you can't use the cloud, a cloud model. So you can install a local model, and we have a parameter also for this. You can set whatever model you want.
Hey, thank you, Eslam and Mohamed. An excellent presentation. Good questions also from the audience.